evening, all traders. It's 14th of July 2019, and today we're going to host a weekly analysis, and also you can call it a weekly forecast. As you always know, that I like to start my weekly analysis by looking at the DXY, and where the DXY is heading. That tells me where other currency pairs will be heading. Now, starting with the week DXY, which is the dollar currency index, as you can see from the chart. Dollar currency index has been on a very strong upward trend. Now you can see it's been hitting the ceiling now, showcasing some sort of weakness in the market. Now what should you expect as a trader is a further downside. Also going to call it a bearish, and that's going to be my outlook for the dollar for the coming week. So what should you expect from the dollar is I can expect something like that, a bit of pullback over there, further here, all the way down. Now this is the time frame, and that's my prediction for the coming week, which means that I do see some sort of reversals about to happen, and this looks like an ascending triangle for the DXY. Technically, fundamentally, also dollar should show a bit of weakness. Why? Because with the current ongoing talks about the cut of the interest rate in the US between Donald Trump and the Federal Reserve President, Mr. Powell, and we should see some sort of weakness in the dollar currency. If you go to a 4 hours, if you want to look at specific patterns, you can see now just crossing these areas here. The price is trying to retest, it's failed to retest, and it keeps on going farther and farther down. And as a trader, I'll be looking for these specific areas of interest. First of all, I expect the price to, as you can see from this arrow down here, I expect the price to come down here and a bit of consolidation and breaks through all the way down. For the look for the point, for this second point, this will be our first take, this will be our second take, and our third take will be further down here. So without any further ado, let me just get into the fun bit. The fun bit will be how we go to place our trade based on the dollar currency index. Now let's start with the USD. Now remember guys, as long as you get it right, that remember all these currencies are correlated, so you just have to make sure you get it right. They just get right only one pair, and as soon as you get one pair right, you just need to focus on other things. Let's start with the USD. What do you have with the USD? Sorry, my chest will be clustered right now. I'll try to make it clean. Alright, so what happened is that last week we had a bit of a sell-off in the USD all the way down to 1.11958. Now we see a bit of a pullback, and last week I had a prediction of this to happen, and now the price keeps on going against the prediction. So based on the DXY, we see further weakness on the dollar, so we should expect the USD to go higher and higher. So as a trader, what's your take? This is my take as a trader on the USD. I expect the price to come over here, have a bit of weakness, probably just break through from that first target of 1.1347, come to all the way to the previous highs of 1.14002. Now let me just go and look at the fundamentals of the coming week. It's quite important to pay attention to them because as a trader, you don't want to trade blind without knowing what's going to happen. Always I like to go to my FX Street and look for any fundamentals. Also, you can go to forex.com.co.uk and have a look at our calendar. We do have a calendar that showcase more important fundamental news in the week. Now, as we commence on the fundamentals part, let's look at the hot news for the coming week. Now, firstly, we have the CNY, that's Chinese GDP products, and that's not very important. Furthermore, we have CPI for the NZD, which is quite important. So what means by important, just look at the red bar here, is much red. That's all shows how significant a particular news is. We have 1.5% up to 1.7% on CPI. That means the good news for this for the New Zealand currency, all the way down to we have some sort of economic sentiment in German economy. We have Federal Reserve Chair Powell speech, which is quite significant. Now, if you don't understand economics, you just don't trade this because this is pure straightforward talk by Mr. Powell. It's not something about numbers that you can just predict. This is just talk, and when he talks, he tends to give two types of tones: hawkish tones or dovish tones. Now you need to pay attention to that. On Wednesday, we have CPI for the GBP and BOC CPI for the Canadian dollar. And Thursday, we have employment change and unemployment rate. This is quite interesting for the Aussie dollar. All the way to the Fridays, we hardly have anything significant, or maybe Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index, which is not that very important based on experience. But that's my take for the coming week. Also, you go to our website here, you can see that menu bar. You have the calendar. The calendar shows you all the fundamentals news that have come in for this week. I just wait for that to load. Yes. Now, if you look here, we have GDP for China, for the China economy. We have year on year and quarter to quarter. The GDP in China has been really impressive. Well, not so impressive because it's come from 15% in the last 5 years to 6.2% this year. Now, that's really terrible in terms of economic growth. That tells you the world economy is slowing down. Furthermore, if you go to our Bloomberg, you can see the bit of issue, especially if you're trading USD Tri. USD Tri is USD Turkish Lira. Erdogan pledges to lower Turkish rates after central bank fight. What that tells you is that if the interest rate is going to be lowered for Turkish Lira, that means the economy means that you see is a bit dovish on the economy of Turkey. It means that he wants the economy to do better in terms of expectation, and that means the currency of Turkish lira is going to do bad because traders tend to take that as a negative outlook for that economy. Now, if you trade USD Turkish lira, you need to be very careful. You have two forces. First, you have the weakness in the dollar. Second, the weakness in Turkish lira. Now, the market will try to find equilibrium price, and that is quite confusing. You don't want to be part of the guessing game. Now, let's go back to USD. That's our take for USD. Now, I'd like to go straight to now, don't trade GBP USD while you have a weakness in the GBP. At the same time, you have a weakness in the dollar technically, so that would be a good trade to take. Otherwise, if you see maybe you have a very strong downward trend where the price just reached these levels where it wants to come and hit here and have a bit of retest, that could bring a bit of interest opportunities like that. Technically, that'll be a good sell-off, but you don't want to take that because GBP is weak. Also, the dollar technically is weak, so just wait and see what's happening in the market. But all you know, if you want to trade this, you need to take a prop trade. What that means is do not put a massive lot size, just put a micro lot size and take that trade. Otherwise, about to jump to oil, or I just reach one of those areas where we should expect massive sell-off. Otherwise, the fundamentals of oil still play in our favor that we should see more bullishness in the oil. However, the thing about the technicals, this is an area of particular interest for most sellers who want a lot of bears who want to sell this particular commodity all the way down. So remember, you should take. Are you a fundamental trader or are you a technical trader? As for me, I would love to wait and see what happens in these areas. Otherwise, I'm not that interested to take that trade. Um, what else do we have? Yes, nowadays a lot to analyze Bitcoin and Ethereum and all those cryptocurrencies, commodities because there's huge demand and there's a lot of buzz going on on this particular asset class. Now let's look here. First, we have oops, we do have some sort of what's that? 1, 2, 3, almost I would say triple bottom or something. But the price just reached here and shows some sort of strength in the support line. Now, when you have this support line being extremely strong, most of the time price will come back and bounce and keep on going up. Remember, we've been on a very strong bullish um, momentum, and that creates a lot of buying opportunities for a lot of traders. Now, you're a Bitcoin trader, just make sure that you use small amount of lot sizes because this carries massive spreads and swaps, and you don't want to be caught up when things go wrong and lose all your capital. Now, as a trader, use a small amount of lot, don't be greedy, and make sure you make a good trade. Now, remember, Bitcoin to US dollar, they do have a negative correlation now. This would be a perfect buying opportunity for Bitcoin. Why? Because you have technique, sorry for that, technicals for the dollar sales that we should sell the dollar, sorry, and while you have a very strong bullish upward movement for the Bitcoin, that gives a very good perfect opportunity to buy Bitcoin to USD. So without further ado, that's my take. I just analyzed one pair as USD, I analyzed oil, I analyzed Bitcoin. So let me just have a look at gold. What do you have for gold? Now, gold has reached this level's consolidation. Now, I know a lot of you traders would like to come and try to sell at the top here and look for the opportunity. But our advice, you just don't do that. You don't want to short right now or going bearish on the gold. Why? Because fundamentals for gold are very convincing that price should keep on going up, not down. Furthermore, the technicals right now are in favor for the gold. Why? Because you have weakness in the dollar. So guys, remember that this is just a market overview for few asset classes we have and it's now remember I only analyze USD for a reason because there's a very strong correlation among all currency pairs that have been influenced by the dollar. Now as a trader you just have to pick and choose. The same story will apply for the Aussie dollar, the same story will apply for the New Zealand USD. Only GBP don't trade it because of the Brexit issues going on in the UK. So that creates a lot of uncertainty in the market, especially in price appreciation. So just avoid GBP I'll ensure that. But technically, GBP is a good sell, as you can see from my chart here. Otherwise, be safe in the markets and trade with low risk and high rewards. Now, what do we have? Yeah, this week fundamentals are quite boring. Nothing much is happening. Only for the Aussie dollar, they have unemployment rate report. That's quite interesting. Alright, guys. Cheers.